Hi there, and welcome to Mythbusters, New Faith Baptist Church International's COVID-19 Bible study. Since we can't all gather together, we are just trying to make sure we're connected. So I hope you're doing well out there. I'm Reverend Dr. Alexis Felder, First Lady and Minister of Ministry Operations here at New Faith.
I'm Reverend Sellars Vines, the Director of Outreach, Missions, and Evangelism.
Reverend Powell is not with us today, and he's going to regret it.
He sure
is. It's a hot topic, and I know he's driving right now saying, I want to talk. Pull over, Deborah. Let's talk about this. I need to be in Bible study.
Right.
Because you know we got something to say about the sons of Noah.
Oh, wow.
God's covenant and with Noah and creation. So, Reverend Vines, you're the reader today. So let's get going.
Here we go. Then God blessed Noah and his sons, saying to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number and fill the earth. The fear and dread of you will fall on all beasts of the earth and all of the birds in the sky and every creature that moves along the ground and on all the fish in the sea. They are given into your hands." Wow. "Everything that lives and moves about will be food for you. Just as I gave you the green plants, I now give you everything."
Wow. Sounds like he's talking to Adam.
It sounds like he's talking to Adam.
Oh my goodness. So here God is about to, the world Noah knew enters into this ark is about to be completely different from the world he's about to come into when he walks out the ark. But God is giving him the same mandate that he gave Adam.
Wow. Rulership.
So my goodness. Everything, fruitful and multiply, rulership, take dominion, however, subdue. Whatever text or whatever translation you enjoy, right?
Right.
He's giving Noah the same mandate. And I have said this a zillion times.
Wow.
That we want so much revelation, but we ain't done nothing with the first one.
Come on now.
We want to know our assignment to change the world, but we don't want to deal with the first assignment.
Wow.
And so when we come to terms with Genesis 1, where God does a complete work, he's not forgetful, he doesn't have to borrow your pen, he doesn't look at you and say, "Oh no, Adam, you're lonely. What was I thinking? I need to get you some woman." All right, no, that's not the God I'm talking about. God in chapter 1, Genesis 1, who does a complete work. Wow, Reverend Vines, here he is again.
Wow.
Telling Noah.
That's a wonderful, beautiful observation there, Dr. Alexis, because that is the mandate. That's the call. I mean, for anyone who is in relationship with God, I think that's a pivotal, because he wouldn't have gotten there, nor his family would have gotten there if they weren't in relationship with God, first of all,
That's right.
But to have that, the responsibility but I'm pretty sure it didn't feel like a weight to Noah. You know what I'm saying? It was something that he welcomed, like, give this to me, thank you.
Noah was a different kind of man. And I think we can all pursue that, a different kind of believer. He wasn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Now we're about to get into the character of Noah. We've been watching the faith of Noah.
Sure.
Now we're about to get into the character of Noah.
Wow.
And what people, you're right. Because we don't often know was Noah drinking while he was building?
It's possible. It's very possible. We don't know.
That's where he had lots of pressure on the front end, just like he has now pressure on the back end.
That's right.
Was he drinking while he was building? And that's a relevant question, because when people have addictions, we put them to pasture. And we don't allow them to operate in their assignments with supervision. We take tools out of their hands and we put them away instead of keeping them on the battlefield. And that's why the church basically says it's a hospital for sick people. But at New Faith, we say we're a MASH unit, because we're going to patch you up and we're pushing you out on the battlefield. And we're all going to heal as we work.
Yeah.
And so the question is, was Noah drinking while he was building?
That is something. You know what? That's a great.
Ain't ready.
I'm trying to get ready. Because the people, the lay members, they set themselves aside. But when they look at our leaders, because Noah was a leader, He was a leader. It's a whole different expectation, but the reality.
But it's all fairy tale. They say in North Korea that Kim Jong-un doesn't take a poo-poo. Well, of course he does.
Yeah, right.
But they believe he doesn't.
Yeah.
So come on. The real question is, because Noah was a man.
He was a man.
God gave a heavy mandate to. And just like every person in the Bible who has a heavy mandate, they have challenges.
Yeah.
Just like every human being does. And so I'm just curious,
I thought that was
Noah drinking on the front end? Was it 1 glass a night, 1 glass a week?
2 glasses a night, 3 glasses a night?
He takes some in the ark with him. I'm just asking questions.
He got us from somewhere.
This is the stuff that we throw people away for.
Yeah. I remember when I was in Memphis, Tennessee, there was a pastor, and this was my first time ever visiting his church in Memphis. And he got up before he preached. I don't know what made him do it, but he did. He just confessed to his entire congregation that he had an addiction.
Wow. What did he have an addiction of?
He had an addiction with actually, it was drinking. With drinking.
They had to have known.
If they did, the entire congregation didn't know.
Right. Some people
but he just let it be known to the congregation.
That's good, because I'm a working person trying to get it right too.
That's right.
And he should have had a whole bunch of people join that day.
Right. But they restored that. It was such a loving atmosphere. Literally, they restored this pastor. And when I tell you, he became one of the most prominent pastors in the hood. You hear what I'm saying?
That's right.
And he was able to reach them. They accepted him, because they appreciated the transparency and the humanity that he was working from, and the humanity that he was working through, and the God who he's working for. So it was amazing.
And that's why it's important to be authentic.
Yeah.
What you see is what you get. Yeah, we're all working on something. And I think that's what people love about our ministry. Is that we don't pretend to have it all together. Yeah. And when it's a good day, it's a good day. And when it's not, we all praying and working on a thing. And I think that's what they can appreciate about us, is that when we're not in a good place, we say it. We don't pretend to, and we will say, I don't feel equipped right now. To do X, Y, Z. So I need your prayers, I need your support. And that's what I love about the team we have.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a great place. It's a great place to be. This is good. Thank you for that.
Amen. Well, I'm just questions. These are just questions because did Noah take some on the ark with him? Did he, or was it the pressure after the new world? Was that the drama? Because out of nowhere or is it written in sections? Here is the faith of Noah. So now here's the character of Noah. And now here's the legacy of Noah. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because people generally talk about you that way, based upon what it is that they need from you. Right. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's great. Well, I think it's great because it without those 3 components of life, you can't really fully understand the history of a person. You know what I'm saying? And who they were completely. So just to hear those stages in life roll out, it's a beautiful thing, which we are all doing.
So if you're listening right now and you're watching or listening, because you don't have to sit and look at us. You're watching or listening. We would love for you to say right now, I am a pot in the master's hand.
Good. Yeah. I'm going to say it. I'm a pot in the master's hand.
That's right. It is, and I'm being molded.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say crackpot.
No, but he works with those too, though.
That's overworked. Cracks.
Right.
And so if you've ever done pottery, back in school they used to let us do that stuff, work with clay. They took all the funding away from art. Anyway, right. So if you've ever done pottery, right, then you know that when you have that clay, it has imperfections in it, and your job is to spin it, to wet it, to mold it, to create what it is. Potter's house, potter's hands.
Yeah.
And the master's hand.
Yeah. And then in this, I can't remember the book and the verse, but it talks about when that story about the potter and the clay in the hands of the potter.
Yes.
It was talking about the clay submitting itself to the working hands. And just submitting itself to the working hands.
Slap it and flip it and punch it and knead it and
look, that's God beating it out of you, making you pure.
And you think we scared of the pruning process, huh?
Oh, wait, look.
Well, now I want to identify something else here in this text, though.
Sure.
If we can get right back to it, because I feel something has to be said about it, because the way God speaks about Noah and his relationship with the animals is different, though, slightly than Adam's. Sure. Because now he says that you and the fear of you and the dread of you shall be on every beast of the earth.
Wow. That is quite different than Adam now. It's same but different. Same but different. And so something has changed. Physiologically, ecologically, something has changed from the ark to out of the ark. Yeah.
Well, it changed from before the ark, in the ark, and out of the ark. So there's even stages for creation here.
Yeah.
Because before it was the way God said it was more like parenting, right?
Right.
But now he's saying it like dominion.
Yeah.
These are yours to do whatever you want to do with.
Yeah. That's
every moving thing shall be food for you.
Yeah.
So they would be afraid. Oh, you eat me. Oh, you eat me. No, I must run.
Right. Yeah.
Do we eat bear yet?
I'm sure they do somewhere.
Somewhere.
Probably in Russia. But anyway, let's go somewhere else. Hey, I'm sorry.
See, we should do this alone.
No, we shouldn't. No, we shouldn't. Yeah.
Because I want to say, I wonder if that's true.
Right. Yeah, but the fear and the dread of you is because that's not that is a different picture, because when Adam and Eve, I just mean, for me visually, I just see the lion laying down with the lamb type of scenario thing happen.
I mean, he
to some degree.
This down differently. It's the same thing, but it's different. So it's almost like I'm telling you the second time, and I'm not happy about it.
Right. Yeah, right. Now it's time for you to work for it. So
I don't want to repeat myself again. Okay.
Yeah.
Every moving thing that lives shall be food for you. I have given you all things. Say all things.
All things. Yeah,
hallelujah.
Yeah. Come on now.
Even as the green herbs. Now, I ain't saying nothing about nothing, okay? I'm just saying.
Don't say nothing about
nothing. Let's say it's asparagus, right?
Asparagus, broccoli or something. Those are not herbs. Right?
It's in the text.
It's in the text.
Oh, see, Governor Prince, you're okay. All right, next. So be fruitful and multiply. Yeah. Here's your food to eat. The next verses. We go to now verse 5.
Verse 5.
So God gives man permission to eat meat. So now in verse 5.
Yeah. It says, and for your lifeblood, I will surely demand an accounting. Wow. I will demand an accounting from every animal and from each human being. 2, I will demand an accounting for the life of another human being.
Ooh.
I'll keep reading. Whoever sheds human blood, by human shall their blood be shed. For in the image of God has God made mankind. That's a dreadful thought.
Thou shall not kill.
Yeah.
Wow. So now, okay. So he's saying, what's it say? Oh. I don't even know where to start.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a little overwhelming right now.
Yeah.
Because he's saying basically an eye for an eye.
And that's what he said.
Harambe's code, an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. That's what he's saying.
That's what he's saying. Yeah. And it, wow, you're amazing. And it goes to, I mean, when you were talking about the phases of life, I'm looking at this as also a phase because that was like, hey, you live by the sword, you die by it. It was one of those type of things, and then the phase of humanity that comes in that needed Jesus' help. He said, look, thou shalt not kill. He goes through all of those things, and even down to the point of like, if your brother slaps you in the face, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to turn the other cheek. So that's a whole nother, that's a whole nother.
I was talking about that last night. Was I talking about that to you yesterday?
No, we done.
Oh yeah, my mom used to tell me turn the other cheek. Yeah.
Uh-oh, here we go.
That girl tried to rip my hair out my head. And my daddy called that day, and he was like, "I was school," and I said, "Daddy, this girl named Laura, she keeps jumping on me on the bus, and Mommy keeps telling me to turn the other cheek, but it's not working." My daddy said, "You beat the out of her, and if her mama come and her daddy come, tell her I'm coming." Right.
What they didn't want that. Yeah.
I fought back.
Yeah.
Laura stopped hitting me then.
Right. Then she stopped hitting you. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, it's just.
So turning the other cheek. So, that's another concept we will have to talk about, because there's a time for everything. Sure. And a season.
Right. I agree.
So we'll put that one on the shelf.
On the shelf. Right.
We'll come back to that one, because there's a time and a season for turning the cheeks, and there's a time and a season to pick up your sword.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so where were we now? Come on, keep talking.
Okay.
And so he tells him that if you shed blood, you're going to be held responsible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be required of you.
Blood is so important because blood gives lives, not saves life. It gives lives, because you got plasma, you got all the components of blood.
Yeah.
And blood comes from your generations.
Yeah.
So it is from lives, so we have to, blood is very important to God. And maybe we should take a moment and just talk about that. I know we want to get to Ham and all the boys, but can we just take a moment and talk about that? Because God commands Moses that if animals were killed and eaten, that they must be properly respected for the blood, right?
Sure, absolutely.
According to Leviticus and Deuteronomy, right? So the importance of the idea of blood in the Bible is shown by how often, he uses it. And the fact that Jesus' blood or Jesus' blood is the one that, is the one that redeems us. We're washed in his blood. So I don't know, you want to, blood is a sign of mercy for Israel. Remember, they put the blood on the door, right? Blood seals God's covenant with Israel. Blood sanctifies the altar. Blood sets apart the priest. Blood made atonement for God's people. This is all in Exodus. Sure. And then when we get into the New Testament with Jesus, blood seals the new covenant. And blood justifies us, and it brings redemption into our lives. And blood brings the peace of God with us, and blood cleanses us, and blood gives us entrance into God's holy place, and blood sanctifies us, and blood enables us to overcome Satan in Revelation. So when God says respect the blood, respect the blood.
Oh, but God put a high priority on that. I mean, it's like he's made that one of the highest priority. I mean,
so what is he saying? Get your meat well done? I'm just saying. I can't help it.
You know what?
I can't help it.
That's what he's saying. Is you're gonna well done, not medium well or rare. Don't do it. Yeah, because he said, "I will demand," and for God to use that type of language, I will demand an accounting from what you're going to have to answer.
Saying also, capital punishment. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I don't want to see what God's capital punishment looked like. We got an idea in Revelation, but no, God's capital punishment is a dreadful thing.
Man's capital punishment.
Yeah.
Yeah, God gives to man the right and the responsibility of capital punishment in here, or does he tell him beware when you use it?
I think he's saying beware of when you use it here. I mean, because just as and how and how you use it, because as you said, with all the scriptures that you mentioned there was a how and there was a why. Yeah.
Nothing's more important than the blood.
Yeah.
But it isn't supposed to be what? Consumed.
It's not supposed to be consumed. It's definitely not supposed to be consumed.
Right? So it's supposed to be well done meat. I'm just saying, people.
Eat well done food. We're trying.
Back to the text.
Right.
So, you're silly.
Yeah, I know. He'll pray for me.
Read on.
And it says, I'm just going to go back a bit. Whoever sheds human blood, by human shall their blood be shed. For in the image of God, God has made mankind. As for you, be fruitful and increase in number, multiply on the earth and increase upon it. Then God said to Noah and to his sons with him, I now establish my covenant with you and with your descendants after you.
Stop.
Wow.
No. Let's stop there. Yeah.
Ooh.
Let's stop right there.
Ooh,
That's a whole, yes.
Yeah.
Slow your roll, Poppy.
Yeah.
Slow your roll. Surely for your lifeblood, I will demand a reckoning.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I gotta take my allergy medicine.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna come 2 more times, okay? That's B's and 2s and 3s, okay,
right.
so you know. So I'm trying to hold it back.
Right.
The blood must be the image.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the blood is shed, there must be an account for it, because in the image of God, he's made man. And so the blood is so crucial to the work of God.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the complete work of God. You know, and I'm not saying complete in the sense of heaven and universe, you know, and all that he has done, but what he has done when he created man. You know, man is the to me, and I could be wrong, but it is the greatest extension and expression of God's love. You know, and that's how you know, it's valuable to him. It's invaluable to him. You know, and he expects the same reverence to that for us, toward one another. You know, I believe.
Well, I think the question is there a difference between killing and murder? And I think the original language, there is a distinction between killing and murder. I think that right here, I don't see that God is giving thumbs up for capital punishment.
No,
I don't see that.
No, definitely.
I believe that there's he doesn't want any bloodshed, but his sons for our redemption.
Yeah.
And so I think that needs to be very, very clear. I don't think that he gives the government the authority to decide who lives and who dies. And I don't think that because you say you're pro-life and you don't make sure we have quality education, equal and quality education, that you're pro-life. I think you're pro-womb, you're not pro-life. That's my interpretation. It's not in the text. And then where did that come from? Well, we were talking about being fruitful and multiplying. So, and there it is.
Right.
You're all weak.
Yeah, right.
Well, so I don't know how you feel about that. I know. I just kind of went there. Yeah, I used to work for Right for Life. I was a telemarketer, fundraiser for Right for Life in the 90s, the 80s actually. And so I used to work for the pro-life movement. And I just know that they just want the baby safe in the womb, but once the baby's out, they don't care. They will say that they do, but they take programs away, i.e., give it all to police and militarize our police and make our prisons a for-profit entity. I wanted to call it something else like Leviathan, but because it's like a bottomless pit. Or it comes from the deep. Anyway, I just threw that out there. I'm sorry. Having my moments.
No, we have to be conscious.
And multiply.
Yeah, but we have to be conscious of those things. And that's the thing about it. Our consciousness has been seared to so many, to so many truths, and as a result of that,
you used to be into that pro-life movement. When you first came here.
Well,
who did you vote for?
Yeah,
who did you vote for?
Let's not talk about things of that.
The past must be reconciled.
Let's go. We're moving forward.
He's a Republican turned Democrat, you guys.
No, I am not a Republican. Nor was I. I just, I had a moment of decision making.
Righteous indignation. So they think, No, but that's real. It is real. And unfortunately, they harp on it. And nobody wants to see children harmed or dead or aborted. However, once they come out, you have no resources available for them to grow like the ones who grow in your house. And so that becomes a problem for me. And with the Joseph assignment, we say we don't build nothing that we wouldn't want to use ourselves, right?
That's right. Absolutely.
That's what we say. We don't build anything that we wouldn't feel comfortable with using, living, going to ourselves. And so that is what we do to the glory of God. 100%.
I just recently learned that the one of the first laws of medicine is do no harm. Isn't that something? It's do no harm, and then it kind of stems from do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So if you're going to ensure that people live, make sure that people live, from birth forward, and provide the necessary things that they need to survive, and again, because of the consciousness of man, because our consciousness is so seared, and is so divided and in terms of, trying to understand the importance of humanity and life and reverence of thereof, we just abuse and we kill, we murder one another, before birth and after birth. It's just, it's it's crazy. You're crazy.
Waiting for you to live.
Right. So we can kill you again. Right.
We're gonna get you now.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I agree.
So I think that is I think we just need to ensure that children have the resources that they need, that every human being, if they're created in God's image and according to his likeness, then when we starve a child, we're starving God. When we deny a human being education, healthcare, housing, economic opportunity, we're doing it to God. Just when you do the least, when you've done it unto the least of these, you've done it unto him. Good. When you've done it to, that means all of that. That's right. It's not just in giving, it's also with what you withhold from them. That's right. That's good. That's good. And we're seeing the results of what happens when that mindset is perpetuated throughout history. That's right. And that's what we're living in now. We're seeing the collateral damage of wrong thinking. Really? So we see the collateral damage of hatred, wickedness. That's right. Yeah. So let's go to the covenant. God made a covenant with man and with all creation. Yay! Okay. And God said, "This is the sign of the covenant I am making between me and you and every living creature with you, a covenant from all generations to come. I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be a sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Whenever I bring clouds over the earth and the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will remember my covenant between me and you and all living creatures of every kind. Never again will the waters become a flood to destroy all life. Whenever the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will see it and remember an everlasting covenant between God and all living creatures of every kind on the earth." So God said to Noah, "This is the sign of the covenant I have established between me and all life on the earth." Wow. My. Thank you. So here God is making a covenant with man. Pardon? No, I just said, thank you, Father. Hallelujah. So here God is making a covenant with man and its descendants or their descendants and even the animals. Yeah. He's saying that he will never destroy. Well, okay, he said he'll never destroy the animals, the earth, but okay, so we're missing some animals in the jungle, and the air and the water is bad in the Matteson and around the wood, and a whole lot is going on right now. We got super storms, we got super winds, we got all kinds of crazy things happening. So if he said he's not going to do it, what are we doing? Destroying the earth? Just asking questions here. Why do we self-abuse ourselves? This is like self-abuse, isn't it? It's just, we're addicted to the pain, baby. No, we're addicted to the pain. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Because here, God promises he'll never do it again, and he's repeating the promise he made in Genesis 8. Yeah. Yeah. 8, 20, 21, something like that, 22, something like that. So he's repeating, this repetition is clarification of the promise that he's making to them, that he'll never do it again. But now they have a portion to do. They got to what? Be fruitful and multiply. That's right. That's right. That's right. And they have to honor the covenant that was made. It's important that you honor the covenant that that God made with you.
And as long as you're striving to honor that covenant, I mean, given what the era that we're in, because we're part of it still, but what does that mean for you individually when you still honored the covenant that God made in spite of it all,
Well, let me ask you this. So did God make a mistake and had to do a do-over?
Oh no.
Or is this a sign of just how much we need Jesus?
I'm going to go with the latter. I'm going to go with
Because when he ain't happy, he ain't happy.
Man, and he shows it through his love. Now there's another one.
What? It's like, he gave you everything. You don't want it? You ain't gonna take care of it?
Yeah.
Okay, then erase.
Yeah, you're right.
And some of us are in that place in our lives. And we keep having these proverbial floods, if you will.
Good, yeah.
Because he has to, you don't want this picture of your life either? He erases it and says, how about this one? Well, this is what you asked for. This is what comes out of your mouth.
Good. Yeah. Wow.
So, right. So you got what comes out of your mouth. Everything's according to our faith, right?
That's right. Absolutely.
Everybody's in the laws of attraction. Water meets its own level. That's what Powell's daddy told me.
Always says. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Water meets its own level. So we are attracting what we are.
That's right. Zombies. So we have to be really careful. We have to be really, I'm just saying, this is great. We have to be really careful, right? You said that a long time ago, right? Oh, is that the Frankenstein?
Oh, he didn't have on glasses.
Right. No, he didn't.
So this pre-flood, so God wipes it all out and says, here, the pre-flood drama is done with. We ain't gonna have that problem no more. Y'all can't handle the garden.
Yeah.
Right. You can't handle the garden. You can't handle just picking what you need.
Yeah. And how often in life, during the course of our lives, do we see the proverbial, how did you say it again?
Proverbial.
Thank you very much. Proverbial. How often do we see the proverbial eraser coming our way? You know what I'm saying? Throughout the course of our life. I mean, God is like.
We're never satisfied.
But he makes the course corrections. He, as we agree with him, he'll like, okay, here's the course correction over here. Just get over here. Come on over here. Yeah.
We're never satisfied.
Yeah.
He gives us the career, then we want the spouse. He gives us the spouse, then we want the house. He gives us the house, then we want the car. He gives us the car, then we want the toys. He gives us the toys, then we want the vacation. He gives us the vacation, then we want the
Yeah. We're never content with what he provides. It's always that
I want us to do this. I wish we could. I wish we could. Right.
Yeah, and when he's given us, and going back to what he asked us to do, when we have all of this at our total, exposure, expense, it's all there for us. We rather put all of our energy in those things instead of focusing on the pleasures and the wonderful, the fruitful and increasing pleasures that he's given us, to rule over and to have, to possess, to own.
Right.
Yeah, it's. Yep.
That's right. So now the covenant, the sign of the covenant, the bow in the sky.
Wow.
What verse did you leave off on?
We took it down to 17, actually, I think.
Okay.
Let's see it. Yep. Isn't the rainbow a beautiful thing? It just grabs every piece of your.
All right. But now, before we go into that, just remember, this time God says he's not going to destroy the earth by flood. He's going to do it by fire. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Okay, I'm ready. He did say it. Was it 1 Peter, 2 Peter, one of the Peters?
Right. My hope is, this is my hope with all of that. My hope
2
is.
Peter 3?
We can look.
2 Peter 3, like 1 through something. Yeah, it's 1 through 6, 1 through 7, 1 through 10. I don't know, but he said he's going to destroy it by, it ain't going to be by flood. It's going to be fire this time. So.
Yeah. I'm hoping that the fire doesn't necessarily mean literal fire. I hope it's like something that he has.
Tons of fire.
Something. One of those types of fires. I'm hoping that it's not fire.
Yeah. Let's keep reading.
Yeah, but we'll see.
Yeah. So I love rainbows. Okay.
Yeah.
I love rainbows. Whenever I see them, I'm excited. I love seeing them when they're over our church,
Yeah. It
over
is.
my home,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's a great reminder, and it's a reminder for us. And it should also be a reminder. It's a reminder, not also should be, it is a reminder for him, and, whether that, and to think, and I thought about this before a while back, and I was like, when you're looking at a rainbow, you just don't, it's like rainbows are happening all over the earth at like randomly, like every second.
Right.
It's not just, when you're looking from our perspective, our moment perspective, but when you look at it or try to imagine it from a God perspective, God is looking at the entire earth. And he's aware of the entire earth at every millisecond that time is ticking away. And so it's his reminder is constantly before him, it never fades, that's just how I look at it, because
it's real, because he says that in Isaiah 54.
Yeah.
He says, for this is like the waters of Noah to me. For as I have sworn that the waters of Noah would no longer cover the earth, so have I sworn that I will not be angry with you, nor rebuke you. For the mountains shall depart, and the hills be removed. But my kindness shall not depart from you, nor shall my covenant of peace be removed, says the Lord, who has mercy on you.
Wow.
Yeah. He loves us. He loves us.
Man, he loves us. He loves us. Wow, what a promise, man.
So when we look at this, when we look at the rainbow, we're supposed to look at it with an attitude of gratitude. We're supposed to acknowledge his faithfulness and him holding up his end of the bargain, his end of the deal, because we most certainly don't hold up ours.
Right. Yeah.
Fire should have came a long time ago.
Yes, but because of his reminder to himself.
But soon and very soon.
Yeah.
In a little while and a little.
Yeah.
We're going to hear from the Lord. I know every generation has been waiting and every generation has been looking, but we are not to stop looking.
That's right.
And we're not to stop waiting. Amen.
That's right. Good. Yeah.
So he sets the bow into the sky. So we know that he loves us, he loves us, he loves us.
Yeah.
Now let's get to verse 18.
All right. Here we go. The sons of Noah who came out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham was the father of Canaan. These were the three sons of Noah, and from them came the people who scattered over the whole earth. Wow. Noah, a man of the soil, proceeded to plant a vineyard. When he, I get it now. Okay, I'm sorry. When he drank some of its wine, he became drunk and lay uncovered inside his tent. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father naked and told his two brothers outside. But Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it across his shoulders. Then they walked in backwards and covered their father's naked body. Their faces were turned the other way so that they would not see their father naked. When Noah awoke from his wine and found out what his youngest son had done, he said, "Cursed be Canaan, the lowest of slaves. Will he be to his brothers." Wow. He also said, "Praise to the Lord, the God of Shem. May Canaan be the slave of Shem. May God extend Japheth's territory. May Japheth live in the tents of Shem. May Canaan be the slave of Japheth." After the flood, Noah lived 350 years. Noah lived a total of 950 years, and then he died.
Okay, so what Noah was doing was Noah said to his son that your kid gonna pay for this. For you seeing me naked. Now, there are some people who said that there was some homosexual behavior, which I just don't seem to understand where that would come from. Yeah. I see it like I would see any kid catching their parent nude. They laugh, they go tell their brothers, and dad's drunk, right, and passed out naked.
Sure. Right.
And the other ones go, "It's not funny."
Right.
And they cover dad up.
Right.
He wake up. "How you know I was naked?" Somebody had to tell him.
You know how we do.
Your kids, right? Your kids gonna wash the clothes for your brother.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, he cursed him. Okay. I mean, our parents have used flavorful languages with us. It's nothing new. But also, do we see the connection here of Israel and the land of Canaan, the land of milk and honey?
Yeah.
So in other words, he's telling him that the great work that your kids will create, I'm going to give it away.
Yeah.
Just because. But he didn't curse Ham, and he didn't curse all of Ham's kids.
That's right.
It was because he had need of Canaan. What he knew was Ham was going to find and do the best with the land.
Come on.
And so he wanted to give that to them to get them started, because apparently they might have been struggling somewhere. The other brothers' kids were enslaved by the Egyptians.
That's right.
So they needed something. So now here is the payback.
Right. Good. Good.
Here's the payback. We've been enslaved. You've been kicking it and living. Here's the payback. This is when God moves you to the front of the line.
Come on. Yeah. And I think that.
But it's not a curse on Black people.
No, absolutely not. That you know what, that has been that was, to me, that was just as an egregious lie as when the Sanhedrins, when Jesus rose from the dead, and they said, what we're going to do is we're going to tell everybody that the body was stolen, that the body was stolen. The body was not stolen. So, you know, but that lie has perpetuated throughout history, that they've been trying to cover up the resurrection throughout history. Just like this lie has been perpetuating throughout our history, throughout our time, and it's just gotten us off into so many other different things, you know, and gotten people confused about God, who we are as Black people, warring against one another. It's just, you know, the fall of this, it's been great as a result of this lie.
Everything has been crazy as a result of this lie. You know, I mean, here Noah is drunk. It shows us that the impact of drunkenness. You know, it shows you the foolishness that comes out of being drunk, that you would put what does alcohol do? Alcohol is a depressant, right? And it makes you lose control. You lose your balance, your wisdom, your judgment, your equilibrium. And so so when people even say you're drunk in the spirit, that's just a bad choice of words. It's just a bad choice of words.
So you see it, right?
I'd rather be high in the spirit than drunk in the spirit, because the spirit is high, but the spirit's never drunk.
Right. I don't ever.
So we're going to toss that out in the church, right? But because Proverbs talks about that. Yeah. So what is he? He's not a Holy Ghost mixer either.
Yeah.
Okay. So it says, don't be drunk with wine, because it is a depressant. And so here he is making bad decisions. And I don't know what uncover means. You know, became uncovered. I believe he was probably in his bed, and his covers came off. You know, I mean, we often think of, I think the challenge for most Americans, and even with this interpretation, is we think that they had multiple rooms. You know, that kind of thing. We don't know that most of the people were in like tents. We don't know most of the people were in tents, or they were in mud homes like we have in third world countries like in Africa. So I don't think people understand that it's one room. You know, it's not, he walked into dad's bedroom. You know what I mean? He walked into the tent or into the house, and it's all one room where everything is done. Eating, sleeping, sex, everything is done in that room. Washing is all done in that one room. And so we've seen it in Africa. And so if you walk in and you see him laying on the bed and his cover is off, because the phrase says became uncovered. So that means, and we often think that these people wear undergarments. They don't wear underwear. They don't wear undergarments, right? That's right.
Yeah, they don't.
Take it out, people. It's your American context. Just take it out. Right.
Forget those things that you think you know. Just pull it out. Pull it out. Yeah.
Because they don't wear what we wear. It's nothing like us.
That's right.
They live their lives in their birthday suits.
Yeah.
Right. And so when he became uncovered, then he's really uncovered. And so I don't believe, nor do I support any notion that this was sexual abuse from the son to the father.
No.
I mean, that just makes absolutely no sense at all.
Yeah. If he's going to expose Noah's drunken behavior, state of mind, if he's going to expose that, surely for the purposes, and I don't think that's something he would have kept a mystery to us until we start dealing with that behavior later on. And this, I think it would have been mentioned here, at this point, that something like that happened.
That he covered his feet.
Right.
If that's what it means, then.
Yeah.
So uncovered, I believe that's the situation we have here. Yeah. And maybe what we're dealing with him is the middle child syndrome. I mean, I don't want to get any middle children unhappy because I'm an only, but maybe we're dealing with the middle child syndrome here. You got the older one, Shem, whom dad leans on most. That was the first one, and so everybody says the first child gets all the love, and then here comes the middle child, and then here comes the second child. We don't know the third child. We don't know the time frame between. Are they Irish twins or what? You got Irish twins, don't
you? Close. Yeah.
We're gonna leave it right there.
Let's leave it right there.
We're gonna leave it right there.
Life is good.
So, right. And so we don't know if they're Irish twins. And so maybe him is dealing with some middle child syndrome.
Yeah. Like, okay, here's my opportunity to help dad, or to cover dad, or whatever,
He had the wrong response, or he had a kid response.
You're right.
Just like John leaning his head on Jesus's chest. I mean, John was a boy. He wasn't a grown man. He was a young boy. Maybe 11 years old? Jesus was like big brother or dad. Maybe John was an orphan. Maybe John was a rejected child. Maybe he was a street kid. Because we never mention John's family. In fact, when Jesus dies, he gives his mama to John.
Yeah, and Jesus said he's the John I love, and even during that time.
So John was like a little brother or a son to him.
Absolutely. During those times when they would sit down and eat, they would lean on their arm, right? So, and whoever was closest to him would lean in so they can eat. So Jesus, it was a preference thing. Jesus wanted John right there.
Baby boy
right there. I think it's a one.
That's right. I believe that John. I believe honestly that John may have been an orphan or a street kid, and that's why Jesus kept him. It was his son, and that's why John's punishment was so brutal, and his his punishment from humanity was so brutal, and his but his work was so great.
Yeah.
And he's the finisher of the message. Jesus knew what he was doing. You're going to stay right here because what you need to see what I see.
Yeah.
So you can say what I say.
Yeah.
That's why he couldn't be 3 seats over. He had to hear everything he heard, he thought, so that when he saw things, it would make sense to him.
Yeah.
Because he heard the heartbeat of God. Ooh,
good. Yeah. Come on now. You better say it like it is.
Heartbeat.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
When you love somebody, you want to lay your head on their chest and hear their heartbeat. So
yeah.
Anyway,
you do love John. You that's one of your favorites.
He tells us scary stories. But I think that's what we have here. He walks in and dad's uncovered. I mean, I pick my covers off at night. You better knock.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah. And I don't think it's sexual abuse at all.
No,
the majority of men and women involved in date rape and situations like that, that's something different. I don't think that this kid is assaulting his father.
No.
It's not like he can go somewhere else and live.
That's right. Yeah.
So, that's where I put that. Okay. I mean, you may.
No, I agree 100%. It's just it just doesn't fit. And not saying that that it has to fit, but it just doesn't fit where it's going, and the evidence that preceded that, it just doesn't fit. That theory just doesn't fit.
Right, because see, the ancient Hebrew says this, that Ham told with delight that he saw his father naked in the tent.
Mm-hmm.
So he made a joke about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, the middle child. Okay, I know you're a middle child. Take yourself out of this, okay?
I'm trying now. Help me. Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
But here it is. Shem can do anything and stop Ham, give it to Jeff. He was tired. So here was a chance of like, look at you, Dad.
Right.
You always want me to give it to somebody else. Look at you.
Right.
And I'm not going to cover you up either. I'm going to let your little boo-boo hang out.
Right.
And everybody see a tail. Right.
Yeah.
And then he goes and tells his brothers thinking that he's going to get the same response. And they go, dude, what if one of the servants walk in on Dad? Not knowing what Dad had done to the servants already.
Right. This is, you know what? Right. Right. Shh, don't say that.
Sponticus, anyway.
Right.
So, not knowing, know, and so they go and cover him up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I think.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm.
And so I think that he was making fun of his father, and Dad, now drunk and embarrassed, cusses him out like we do as parents.
Right. And then look. God don't look. He talks about coarse jesting, right? He mentions that, and I know that's we got comedians and and we laugh at a whole lot of stuff.
It's funny.
It's funny, but here it is. Here it is. And if we think what prophet was bald-headed, and the kids.
Sellars. Oh, Elijah or Elisha? Which one is it? Elisha.
I think it was
Elijah or Elisha.
One of the two. I can't remember. I can't remember.
He sent the bear to eat the kids. I thought that was so cruel.
Man.
What an abuse of power.
I mean, but is there a correlation there? I mean, if that is where Ham was making fun of his dad, I mean, it's.
And Noah got angry.
Because
the boys, or when he discovered, who knows? Maybe one of the servants told, well, your son came in and cracked jokes on you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but.
Maybe his Sally Hemming told him, your son was in here. I can't stand that boy, that middle child of yours. He saw your nakedness and he laughed.
But you don't, that's, but we don't know.
That's right, we don't know.
We don't know. All we know is that it was something that wasn't favorable for him in the beginning.
That's right.
But Canaan is redeemable and has been redeemed.
Canaan had a purpose.
Yes, absolutely.
He had a purpose. But look, we're talking again about seasons and sectioning off life, because Canaan is the land that he's going to give to Jeff and Shem. That's
right. Yeah.
And he's going to take it away from the Canaanites.
Yeah.
Or the Jebusites and the Amalek. What are they? All their names?
It's a lot of them.
There's quite a few of them. I can't remember all their names, but yeah,
right.
He's going to take the name for all the inhabitants, and so he's going to take it from all the inhabitants. And so I think that's the punishment there.
Mm-hmm.
You will live in homes that you did not build, and eat from vineyards you did not plant.
Wow.
So I think we should stop.
Yeah.
Because this is the part I dare not, tell Greg I love him, okay?
I might.
I really should talk about the curse of Canaan.
No, we gotta wait.
Without him, because he ain't gonna let us talk. Yes, he ain't gonna let us get a word in.
He might.
He ain't.
But if
he's gonna be like, oh my God, I can't wait.
Yeah. Let's go. He'll be fine.
Don't want to leave it for. He'll be fine. You wrong for that.
I know.
We're gonna save the curse of Ham for next week. Yes, because we've been talking for over 45 minutes.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, I thank you for thank you for opening this up for me. It really, because it was a great journey with this one. Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome. Yes, this is how we operate behind the scenes, people. We have told Terry, don't be editing our stuff, because this is who we are, and we want to be authentic. Yes, and we are excited about what the Lord is doing, and we're going to bust the myth of the curse of Ham.
Amen.
on next week. A Mythbusters at New Faith. But we want to ask you a question. If you don't know Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, it's important that you do. We want you to know because there's a place we're going to go to at the end. There's a conversation that's going to be had, and we all need to be ready for it. And you can make a decision today. Just like Noah wasn't perfect, just like I'm not perfect, just like Reverend Vines isn't perfect. We are all a work in progress. But what we do know is the blood of Jesus redeems us. And with our brokenness, with Noah's drunkenness, God still uses us. Was Noah drinking before? Was he drinking in the ark? We know he was drinking after. We don't know all of his story. What we know is that he was available to be used by God. And God takes everything and uses it for our good, and he uses it to be a blessing to others. If you want that kind of relationship, if you want your bad turned good, ask Jesus to come into your life, to be Lord of your life. Tell the Lord that you believe that your sin is forgiven and that he's giving you a new chance. If you believe that and that Jesus is Lord, you are saved today. Your name is written in the Lamb's Book of Life, and the good news is God doesn't give it and take it away. Get connected to a Bible-believing church. I know we're in the midst of COVID. We're on Sundays on the Word Network at 10 or 10:30 in the morning on Sunday mornings, and then we're also on Light Source or Facebook on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Visit our website, newfaith.org. That's newfaith.org. Fill out the paperwork, and someone will be in touch with you. Listen here. The best is yet to come. Hallelujah. What we see right now during COVID reset, only the cream is rising to the top. Get connected with Jesus so you can rise.
Amen.
See you next week.
Blessings.
Bye-bye.